Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video I'll be playing in the Tier 10 Shinies Collector Super Heavy, the 114 SP2. This Tier 10 Heavy is actually a vehicle I thoroughly enjoy playing. When it first got released, it was really mid. And the reason why was because it had no armor, some of the worst accuracy values in the game, pretty poor mobility, and really nothing special about it. However, Wargaming buffed its turret armor about a year ago, and that buff completely changed how good this vehicle was. Because the turret armor went from pretty to now actually like being not penetrable for most tier 10s. And we can see that right here. This is 367 millimeters of heat pen aiming in on the 114. If you're running enhanced armor, at weakest those turret cheeks are about 380, and the outer ones are also about 380. If you're using gun depression, then they go to about 400 millimeters thick and 415. So as we can clearly see, the armor on this vehicle when using gun depression is incredibly strong. And it really doesn't matter how much pen you have, you're going to struggle to pen it. Now the upper plate is actually only about 320. So yeah, standard shells will bounce it, but premium shells really won't. But the fact that this vehicle has 620 damage per shot, which is a very beefy chunk, and it has AP standard unlike the 60 TP, it's really nice because you have this really strong turret, a solid chunk of hit points, and a good alpha. I think when you add those three things together, it actually allows the 114 to be a pretty fun tank. Now that's not to say this vehicle doesn't have its downsides. It does. It's not very mobile, only goes at 32 kilometers per hour, which is kind of goofy because the vehicle doesn't really have that much armor. It also is very inaccurate. It is by far one of the least accurate tier 10s in the game, which kind of sucks because you miss like 80% of the shots you shoot at more than 100 meters. And, well, the tank still has some pretty meh armor, to be entirely real. But we'll see how it works. This game we're forced to go to the medium flank, which is about as bad as a situation you can get, to be honest. But we'll see. I'm just hoping we don't get spotted. They don't have any light tanks, but they do have a T-22, a 121, and a Caro. That's about as strong as you can get for a medium flank. We have some decent tanks too, though. We have a Caro, a TVP, and a Lion, so we got all autoloaders. However, our Lion has already killed himself. Bro decided that he wanted to go alone and YOLO immediately into the enemy flank. So, good job. At least the Caro got pretty heavily chunked as well. Yeah, this is the downside of driving a heavy tank on the medium flank. You just drive and drive and drive. I mean, yeah, this is it. Oh man, our mediums are just getting obliterated. To be fair, they have somewhat more health than the enemies, but we're still just driving. I really... I just sometimes hate playing Blitz when you just have to do this. Like, what am I doing in this game exactly? The answer is nothing, but it's whatever. Let's see if that Yo is going to drive up. Maybe we can get a shell into the Yo. Aiming, and boom. There you go. 669 damage shell. That's something. It is something. And it helps our 183 because obviously that player is in a bit of distress. And it definitely helps that player from the distress they're facing. We have the enemy 183 over here. Boom. Awful roll. 478 is one of the worst damaging shots I've seen in a very long time. But we still penned it. Still did a decent amount of damage. Now we're going to drive over here. We're going to aim it on that Yo. Aiming, and... yeah! Look at that. Another 657 into that Yo. Bringing that player down another half of their, their health. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright, well, at this point, we're going to reload. And maybe help out this 183. Let's see, that player is driving over the ridgeline, which allows me to low roll the 183 for a second time. If that shell had hit, our Caro would be alive right... or not hit. If that shell had average rolled, our Caro would be alive right now. That sucks. Well, we have the T-22 in the back. We have the 777 who crossed. I'm going to aim it on that T-22. Unfortunately... oh, no, we actually hit that. That's pretty surprising. Okay, well, I mean, we are dealing damage. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to matter, as the T-22 is most likely going to kill our player there. However, I'm hoping that if I move over here, we can get a damaging enough shell to take that player out of the game. There you go. That's also a really nice shot. That bleeds out that Yo a lot. Let's see, this T-22, you going to rush me? Ooh, this is a good play. For me, I want this T-22 to rush me because it allows me to aim it on the T-22 and clear them from the game. That's huge. Now, unfortunately, my 57 is not going to do anything helpful here. Let's back up and aim it on the Yo. 3 to no, we're not able to hit that, but we can back up ourselves. Okay, there it is. Thanks, game. Oh, they have a full health 183. Well, I can't believe we just bounced that shot. Like, really, game? That's pretty impressive. I mean, we get a bounce, but there's nothing I can do in that situation. I like how my teammates getting mad at me, like it's my fault that that bounced. Yeah, bro, clearly my fault. Well, at least we got the clearance to you, but doesn't really matter. Bro starts crying. Really. Maybe don't poke when you're not supposed to, and you won't, I don't know, die? It's not that hard of a situation to figure out. Alright, well, let's see if we can maybe get a bounce from this 183. That's really the only, nah. I was hoping we'd get a bounce from the 183, but unfortunately we didn't. But I mean, hey, good job. That's actually a player that I played a comp season with. It's always nice to see the comp players still, you know, being their useless selves. But hey, we did 5,000 damage, top on the team, and had a pretty solid result overall. And let's give this player a good old fire emoji. Good job, bro. That's always funny to me. Nothing makes me happier in life than when you kill somebody who makes a bad poke. They get mad at you because you killed them. Yeah, my bad, bro. Next time I'll just let you farm me, you know? My bad. I love the Blitz player base. Oh, look, he's on my team now. That's amazing. Well, say hi on YouTube. Either way, let's see what we can do here. What's really tragic is if our shell didn't bounce a lower play to that 777, that actually could have been a win. And, like, that shouldn't have bounced. I didn't do anything wrong in that game to bounce that shot. So, well, let's see if we can instigate Wet. Hi, Wet. I hope he replies again. Alright, let's see what we can do here. That's amazing. Alright, well, at least I've gotten somebody angry today. I always find it funny how toxic the Blitz player base is. Oh darn, I made a bad play and got bled for it. Let me blame the enemy player. Alright, well, let's move over this way, because there's not much I can really do over here. We have the Marat on the side, and let's aim it on that Marat. I don't trust my HE, so we'll just get a standard pen. 680 damage is still quite a bit, and obviously it allows this tank to be pretty nasty. Alright, let's back up. There's the Chieftain, who... Oh, okay. Chieftain just goes right through us. Where? I don't... Oh, great. Okay. Well, that's a little annoying. I'm not even sure why the E3 decided to do that, because they bled, like, all of their health for it, but that's just a classic example of, like, the Blitz player base in general. Why'd you do that? I don't know. Well, we can aim it on the Chieftain. There you go. Nice 640 damage shell. And we back up and reload. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Another 660 damage there. I mean, we're getting out some pretty good damage in this game. We've already blocked 1200. We've already dealt a lot. E3's looking over this way. I'm not going to waste my time on that. I'm going to see if I can help out my BZ-75 and 263 with this enemy AMX-50B over here. So let's see if we can do that. Here we go. Hello. Alright, keep on moving, keep on moving. I'm not even sure what these guys are scared of, to be honest. I mean... Ah, if only that had panned. If only. Alright, well, the E3's not even looking over here, so... We're just going to move up and aim it on the back of the C3. Not able to HU, but not yet at least. Oh, okay. Let's see. BZ-75, 50B. See, sometimes it's hard not to mold. A little bit, right? I mean, it really is a little hard not to mold sometimes. Because we just had an 800 damage shot that did nothing. 800. We would have been 800 damage richer right now. But because the 114 gun decided to do 114 things, we actually ended up dealing no damage. We love that. I like the 114. As I said, it's not a bad tank, and we still did over 3,000 damage this game. But it is very irritating when you miss an easy shot like that, especially because it wasn't my fault, right? Like, we would have been at almost 4,000 damage this game, but instead we end up dealing 3,000 damage because of my RNG. So, oh well. Our 263 is most likely going to clear the 57, or not. You know, super challenging shot. Doesn't really matter, though. Just going to move over here, aim in a high explosive, and we get 1 damage into his vehicle. Well, you know what? We got the kill. I guess that's all that matters. Not a bad game, though. We got a victory, and did top on the team. I would just... Well, probably not top. The O probably did better, yeah. We didn't really do crazy. But we did fine. And that is a great example of the 114, right? The turret armor is pretty good. It has decent side scraping capabilities and a high alpha. And when you're able to use those things in combination, it allows you to deal not only a lot of damage, but B, have a pretty substantial effect in the battle. I don't think this is the best tier 10, but I don't think it's the worst either. I think it's a pretty balanced, fun tank. And because of that, I think it's video worthy. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more content like this, click that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.